Yo, look what I just got in the mail. That newly released Hawas Tropical. But that's not what this video is about. So I know some of you are raging because you feel like I'm rage baiting, clickbait, whatever. I'm not going to use that as the thumbnail so you wouldn't know. Video is dropping tomorrow for Fatboy Friday. So as soon as I get done recording this video, we're going to go ahead and do the first impressions of that one. But I'm doing a react video. I'm doing something a little bit different. You know what I'm saying? Something that I think a lot of people do in other communities and other niches as well. A couple of people I've seen do it here within Fragcom. And so saw a very interesting video from one of my favorite YouTubers that I love watching a lot of their content, talking about 10 clones that they would never buy again. 10 clones they would never buy again. And like I said, I've been doing a lot of this conversation lately on my own channel, but I know other people are talking about it, about wearing your fragrances. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're always chasing what's new. And clone fragrances, dupes, replicas, remixes, covers, whatever you want to call them, they have gotten so much better. And so there are a lot of fragrances that were so super hype, especially in the pandemic, thanks to social media, TikTok, IG, all those different types of things, YouTube, that are they really worth it now? And it sparks a discussion of, like, do we overglaze stuff? Do we overhype stuff? Or do we just keep overhyping stuff because people keep watching it? Or do we really believe in these things? And so I just want to do a reaction and see whether I agree with this or not. So y'all go ahead and drop that in the comments. But Chad Secrets, shout out to him. Definitely. I love the way he does his B-roll, the way he kind of does the handheld B-roll. One of my favorite channels. Love the Chad. Yeah, let's make sure we show love in the community to Brooklyn Week. But let me shut up so we can go ahead and jump into this.
Actually lost some subscribers, and that's because of Mahir Legacy, the horse bottle, which is a clone of Parfums de Marly Sedley. And the reason I don't like this fragrance at all is because there is a stinky, dirty, musky characteristic that floats through the bottom that doesn't leave me alone. It literally smells like you applied Parfums de Marly Sedley in a stinky washroom.
Okay. In a stinky washroom. I will say this, I know a lot of people like that DNA as far as Sedley. I'm not the biggest fan of the Sedley DNA from Parfums de Marly. So I'm not the biggest fan of Mahir Legacy. I won't go so far as to say it's like washroom, but I definitely agree that it's not something that I would buy more than once. If nothing else, just for the bottle design.
And someone's taking a pee on a urinal cake that is about 4 days old. I don't know why, but it has that scent profile and I can't shake it out of my head. Like you shake your wee-wee after you pee.
Flashback.
Bro, okay. Bro is wilding. All right. So Mahir Legacy, what y'all think in the comments? You know what I'm saying? We passing or we copping again? We giving a second chance? All right. So let's go ahead and jump into the second one.
Here to offend you. I'm just here to state my honest opinion, no matter how bad it hurts. The next fragrance on this list actually hurts me to say. Genuinely, I think this is a good fragrance. And there's actually some other fragrances on this list that hurt me to even put on this list. But again, I'm honest with you guys. This next one, the original Rasasi Hawas. I actually think it smells great. But the problem is, Rasasi Hawas Ice shares this DNA, was launched a little bit after.
Okay. All right. I agree with this. I agree with this reasoning. Even from a recommendation standpoint, it's kind of hard not to recommend Hawas, the OG, because it is so good. It is super versatile. We just talked about the versatile list yesterday, and it's arguably, like I said, it could have really been the MVP as far as the most versatile fragrance out there right now. But I do agree that Ice does everything so much better. First of all, the bottle looks cooler, you know what I'm saying? But Ice, to me, does everything so much better. It lifts everything. It was a true flanker. It was a real flanker. So I agree with that one.
Completely improves the DNA, which makes this a redundant purchase in my collection at this point. I completely wear Rasasi Hawas Ice. I recommend it all the time. But unfortunately, I just think that's an improvement on this. So honestly, I just never wear it anymore.
Gotcha. I agree with that. I agree with that. Let's go. Let's see if we can get to, all right, here we go.
Genuinely say I just don't like. I don't think it goes anywhere close to what it's supposed to be cloning. Basically, like my bank account after I bought it, it's in the shape of a teardrop. Literally,
I agree.
Right now. This is supposed to be inspired by Green Irish Tweed, except the problem here is that it is noticeably less quality.
Yeah, from a quality standpoint, it's probably one of the worst out there. During its time, there wasn't a lot available. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, one of my favorite interpretations, because it's more of a remix, not a cover. It's more of a remix with a twist. They put their own spin on it. Is Al Haramain's Carbon. Like their Carbon, I actually do appreciate what they did there. And I think there are better versions out there, kind of that DNA. Yeah, but this was super synthetic when it came out. The bottle was kind of cool looking, but it's definitely not something we bind again.
I think that there is a sharpness and a very kind of low quality musky characteristic to this fragrance.
I agree.
Not get rid of, and it hurts my nose. I'm not kidding. I cannot wear this fragrance because of that.
I agree. So that's 3 for 3. 3 for 3. I would agree. Yeah, let's keep going.
This video, I've actually recommended this in the past, and I actually love this fragrance. I think it's a very, very good cost dollar. I think it's an amazing price value. It smells great, in my opinion, but I have a fragrance that kind of replaced my liking for this fragrance. So this is Lattafa's Qaed El Fursan. Oh my
God. Okay. I feel like I know what he's getting ready to say. I would not buy, because I haven't watched this yet. And so this is real time. If you're talking about that replaced it, the only thing that really has that similar DNA is going to be Afnan 9 p.m. Rebel. That was basically Afnan's response to Lattafa's Qaed El Fursan. Qaed El Fursan, though, I have gifted to like my sisters, some nieces and stuff, because it still has more of that burnt cotton candy, burnt sugar from like that BR 540 style. Whereas if he's gonna say Rebel, I think that's better for men. Let's see what he says.
But I'm not even kidding. It actually pains me to put it in this video. But going through my collection, I realized
it's good.
I don't reach for this before because, well, this is very similar to Afnan's 9 p.m. Rebel, but I just think Afnan's 9 p.m. Rebel is more well-rounded and better.
I would have to agree. Definitely for men. Definitely for men is going to be more well-rounded. I think for females, though, I wouldn't buy this specifically again for myself. But probably for a gift for a lady, I might have to cop that again. So that's one we might disagree on, Chad. Nonetheless, I'm still rolling with the list so far.
And whenever I'm feeling a certain,
and I appreciate context. I appreciate the context that he's given. Oh, I know shots about to be fired on this one.
This is of all time. I'm not even kidding you. It's amazing price value. I think it does smell amazing, but again, there's better. And this is the original Lattafa Khamrah. I think that this smells great. It kind of smells like a holiday candle being lit at your grandmother's house. A little bit of that vibe. With this fragrance, you get praline, you get vanilla.
Yeah. Okay. I'm trying to avoid. I want to see. Like I'm trying to avoid like copyright. Okay, so he's talking about the other two flankers.
Vanilla and tonka with a slight warm spice in there. This is a very, very good holiday fragrance. It's very good for the winter, but I love Lattafa Khamrah Kawa.
All right. I love Kawa. I love Duncan. And when I said it, Duncan, I was like, was the best of the line so far. Kawa would have been my favorite if the coffee lasted longer. It's sweeter to me than the OG, which is why I say there is room to buy the OG again. Maybe. I understand the context though. I understand. What do y'all think? Let me know in the comments. I understand the context because the coffee in Kawa doesn't last long enough for me to justify buying another one of those. Instead of just like the OG is good. I love the OG. And to me, if I wanted the coffee, I would probably just layer it with one of my other coffee fragrances. But I really do like the OG. But again, it would be redundant if you have Duncan and or Dukan, and I'm saying Duncan, Dukan, and then you have Kawa. This one is tough.
And I do love Dukan better than this fragrance. I think that they are better composed and more well-rounded, especially.
I mean, I agree that they're better done, but I don't think they're done so much better to where it's like, I mean, I still recommend the OG. Maybe, you know, for me personally, like if you're a collector, it's redundant, you know, but yeah. All right, so I do not have this fragrance yet. I've heard mixed reviews though.
But again, there's some losses. And this one I think is a loss, in my opinion. I know some people love this. This is called Afnan's Historic
I've heard some mixed reviews.
Presentation is quite interesting. Very unique looking bottle. It's kind of in the direction of Dylan Blue meets Bleu de Chanel meets
I'm good.
Green Irish Tweed.
Dylan Blue, Bleu de Chanel, Green Irish Tweed. I'm good. I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. Let's go ahead. I'm good. I probably won't buy that the first time. Yeah, I'm good. I don't need another amalgamation of anything. Let's keep going.
Speaking of a fragrance that smells like two different combinations of fragrances spliced into one, we're talking about Haramain's La Adventure.
I don't like any of those fragrances. I gave up after like two. To me, Haramain typically does good work in their Amber Oudh line. To me, those are their best fragrances. Outside of that, nah.
Ciel, I believe.
So I ain't buying that the first time. So yeah, let's keep moving forward. Yeah, wait. So that's supposed to be Millicent Imperial and like Green Irish Tweed together. That's a headache. That is nauseating. There is no way.
Clones of both of those two things, and then maybe just layer them together instead of.
No, I would never layer those together. Millicent Imperial can give me a headache by itself. Good, but it can get a headache.
Not too good. I can't even remember what I thought in my first impressions on this fragrance in itself, but I just don't think it's too well balanced.
All right, let's go to the next.
Time for you to move on. I'm sorry. I love you even though you unsubscribed because of this next opinion. This next fragrance, actually another Lattafa fragrance, and I'm just realizing this now. This is not meant to be like a Lattafa hate video. I actually think Lattafa's newer releases are really, really good, and I agree. Love other Lattafa fragrances.
I agree. Again, I think it's important. A lot of times we get in trouble as reviewers because a lot of y'all don't want to hear context, but context is super, super, super important. Because I can easily just tell you 1 through 10 about what's the best, what's the worst, glaze this, hype that, whatever. But it's like, you got to understand my why, because everybody's nose, body chemistry, all these different types of things is subjective to them. So I'm big on context, which is why I'm a huge fan of Chad's Secrets, man. Make sure not only do you like this video, smash the subscribe button and hit the bell. Do the same thing on his channel, because I know he's trying to get to 100K, and I would love to kind of be a part of that and help him get there. But yeah, Lattafa, their best fragrances are the fragrances they've made within like the last 7 months, like the last year. Like anything they've made prior to now, we got to do a video with like top Lattafa. We'll probably go through each line with like top Lattafas of all time, but I guarantee you, if you have anything prior to now, other than maybe vintage radio, you're going to be holding on to that out of nostalgia and loyalty. Yeah. Even some of these fragrances you name, you're going to be holding on to it out of loyalty because they've gotten better, as they should. The quality should get better, but let me shut up.
But surprisingly, there's a lot of them on this list. This is Lattafa's Ameer Al Oudh in Kent.
Yeah. So I agree with this. This is a clone of Mason Margiela's By the Fireplace, which I'm not the biggest fan of. Like, it's cool, but there were other things that I would wear. I do have this fragrance. So yeah, I wouldn't buy it again.
The clone of By the Fireplace.
It's not bad.
Wintertime fragrances, but that one is kind of more expensive.
Yeah, it's not bad. I just, you know, it's not something that I would buy again. Yeah, it's okay.
fragrance kind of twists.
We should be getting back close to the end here. Yeah. I don't really care for this one either.
Just like what it's cloning, actually. The Dust Collector, Armaf Craze.
Yeah.
I don't think that this is a bad fragrance. I think that it actually goes very close to what it's inspired by, Parfums de Marly Pegasus.
Yeah, I've had this, but I'm not the biggest Pegasus person. Again, you know what I'm saying? So kind of like with Sedley, Greenlee, Pegasus is kind of one of those things where it's like the fragrance, I'm not even the biggest fan of the DNA anyway. So it's like, yeah, I'm there's, you know, you buy it because it's like people say, hey, you should buy this fragrance. But I think I gifted that to somebody like probably last year or the year before last. So yeah, let's go ahead. I don't even need to hear the context on that one. Let's see, we should be here at the end. Let's see what he has to say.
Not feel offended at all by my opinion in this video. Okay, so this next one, I think that this is good for a beginner, a good teenager fragrance. In fact, if this was Christmas time, I'd say this actually makes a great gift for a high school student. But in my place personally, in my collection, it just doesn't have a place.
I wonder what he's talking
unless
about.
I'm recommending it to others because I don't think it smells that bad. This is Afnan's 9 a.m. Dive.
Oh, wait a minute, Doc. Wait a minute, Doc. Wait a minute, 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 wait a minute. This is tough. This is kind of like Khamrah. I want to hear the context. I want to hear the context.
Don't think it has a place in my collection. It's an amalgamation of different blue fragrances like Bleu de Chanel,
Right.
YSLY, but made it a little bit more citrusy and ginger heavy. The scent profile to it, actually pretty good. That's the crazy part about putting it on this list. But I would much rather wear YSLY EDP especially. I would much rather wear Bleu de Chanel, which I think is kind of a boring kind of, you know, scent profile at this point. I'm just bored of blue fragrances.
So I can understand that from an opinion standpoint, being bored of blue fragrances, that makes sense. I really do like that 9 a.m. dive. I think like Afnan now is at a point where you can kind of just really kind of create your own collection. And in a couple of days, they're about to drop the elixir. I have no clue what that is, but you think about it. You have the original 9 p.m. DNA. You have 9 a.m. dive. So to me, you have the daytime or what is your spring, summer. You have 9 p.m., which is your nighttime, date night, fall, winter, special occasion. And then you have Rebel, you know, which is kind of like your playful. Playful, you can probably get away with it at work, like a daily driver, playful. 9 a.m. may be more of a daily driver. And then Elixir, I don't know what exactly is going to be quote unquote cloning unless it's an original creation. That probably is going to be more of a signature style scent. So you could legit have a decent collection right there. Like Afnan within that line, they need to come out with a green fragrance, I think would kind of complete that. Afnan does great blends or whatever. So that's tough, man. That's tough. I understand why though, if you have no need for it, if you have no room for it, but if you're a beginner and you're on a strict budget,
that's probably why this is a great place on this list. This basically has apple to it. It has musk. It has mint, other citruses, a little bit of ginger and a little bit of pink pepper, which gives it this kind of aquatic, slightly fruity, citrusy vibe with a little bit of fresh spice. That's basically the way to describe this.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. I agree. But it's good. Let's see what he has to say at the end.
Yours. Let me know a clone fragrance that you would never.
Yeah, I like, you know what I'm saying, that list. Like I said, you have the couple. I think Khamrah is up for debate, the OG. I think 9 a.m. Dive is up for debate. And I think that Qaed Al Fursan, depending on the situation, is up for debate. That one, definitely, I think you can still gift. I think it's gift worthy. But as far as just everything else in general, spot on. I agree. And again, it sparks this conversation. A lot of times when we see lists and stuff coming out, several of these fragrances we see popping up still in list. I've been guilty of a couple of them, but it's like, yo, like, is it the fact that Lattafa hasn't come out with new versions, you know, or we're just overhyping, overglazing, or we're too loyal to the original things because the hype was so big? Again, to me, the best fragrances that Lattafa have made have been within the last year. And I'm really going to say in 2020, like end of 2024, 2025 is when we've seen a lot of their best work. And that's really kind of what we've seen from a lot of the Middle Eastern clone fragrance companies, because they're getting better and better. They're using higher quality ingredients. They're hiring mainstream and well-known niche and designer perfumers. So the quality is getting better. The presentation is getting better. The skill is getting better. The overall smell and everything, packaging is getting better. So yeah, like, let me know down in the comments. Same thing as Chad said, what wouldn't you buy again? I may make my own video specifically of things that I wouldn't buy again, because I got a lot of stuff I'm getting ready to get rid of that I'm like, I don't know why I bought that in the first place. So I definitely would not give it a second look. But yeah, do me a favor, again, hit that like button, smash that subscribe button. While you're at it, go ahead and click the bell so you can be notified every single time I post new content to the channel. And if you like this style of video, let me know. If not, let me know. You know what I'm saying? I may do some more reactions. I know some people kind of feel some type of way about it. It's not about stealing other people's content. It's really kind of to compliment the creator and to spark conversations. You know what I'm saying? That's really what it's about, which is what really makes community. Nonetheless, y'all be easy. Holla at your boy, and y'all stay cool out there, because it's hot.